So, just in time for the holiday season, you've probably heard of Elf on the Shelf. Well, we're about to experience the slag on the rag from Francesca Fiorentini on Piers Morgan. Now, I'm a well-mannered gentleman, so I'm not going to swear when criticizing her. I'm not going to sink down to her level. I'm going to plunge well below that to hell and back to tear a new hole in this clucking yenta. But first, let's watch the shock and awe on Piers Morgan's face, remembering that Joe Biden is somehow still the president.
Joe Biden flew 7,000 miles away from this crisis of his own making to give a speech in Angola. Luckily, it won't take him long to get home.
I'm probably the most pro-rail guy in America. I've ridden over 1,300,000 miles on a daily basis to my work, 220 miles a day for the last 50 years. Well, I didn't do it as president. I stayed in the White House a lot.
I know. Right?
You didn't travel 1.3 million miles a day, did you, Joe Biden?
My president. That's my president.
It's embarrassing. This is the leader of the free world still. This is the president of the United States.
Yeah.
As I speak, there's breaking news. Apparently he's fallen asleep during a meeting with African leaders in Angola. The Telegraph and Forbes both reporting he was visibly dozing.
The American blacks are more entertaining, apparently.
But it's worse than that, because Joe Biden presented himself as the opposite of Donald Trump, who he called a liar, a hypocrite, a shameful opportunist. We all remember what he called Trump. And then, by pardoning his son and making him above the law and making him unaccountable to the law, Biden proved himself to be a liar, a hypocrite, and a shameless opportunist. I think I speak for both Democrats and Republicans when I say that January the 20th can't come soon enough.
Well, that was to help the medicine go down. Let's see how this hideous socialist wretch handles herself in public.
Francesca, you've been grimacing there, but are you grimacing because in your heart you know that Joe Biden has done a massive disservice to everybody on the left here with an act of utter selfishness?
Oh, I'm grimacing just because I was imagining Ben Ferguson and Ted Cruz putting out a joint holiday card, and I was wondering if they wear matching pajamas when they do that. Do you guys do that, Ben?
I don't understand exactly what
is it
that
holiday
has
sweaters
to deal
or
with
is
the
it
idea
pajamas?
that you have a president that abused his power and exploited his son's drug addiction, put his life at risk to make money, and you're talking about a damn Christmas card.
Oh, I was just, that's why I was smiling. I mean, Piers was asking me why I was smiling, but in my heart of hearts, Piers, oh man, I wish I could give you just the tiniest little violin so you could strum it there in your studio talking about the death of democracy. You know why Biden pardoned his son? It was to troll you.
Because he's
a scumbag. It was to troll everybody.
To the surprise of absolutely nobody, the people that were crying about a threat to democracy, as soon as they lose, will act like, oh, you care about democracy so much, in the blink of an eye. Now, I called her a socialist, which is unfair, so let me show you why I think she might be a socialist. September 16th, 2018 on Twitter. Think of socialism like a fancy baked good. Just because many have made a mess of their kitchen attempting it, doesn't mean you go around declaring you'll never eat souffle again, it just means you try harder. Now, this was handled as ethically as possible when someone posted a picture of her holding what she would want to be a souffle, and it's a fat, soft, spirally load of poop, and it says it's a souffle. As long as we expose them, it will correct itself.
Hang on.
Anybody
else. Francesca, sorry, what was that?
I was just saying, I mean, you know, the only crime, I guess, in Ben's eyes that Hunter Biden really committed was showing just how well endowed the Biden family is. And I can see from Ben's perspective how that, you know, might feel like, you know, a crime against him and his
If this is your argument defending a man that abused women, like, as a woman, you should at least understand that there were women that were abused
work is
sexually.
abusing women. I don't think so.
Oh, thank God we let this squawking hen start talking. She makes fun of homeboy's wiener size. And then her rebuttal to Hunter Biden sexually abusing women was, it's sex work. These are the people that want the government to work on behalf of you, okay? They're definitely not gonna persecute you for your different political beliefs. This is what's on the inside. This is why progressive run areas are run into the ground. They're evil, soulless people.
Wait, hang on. Guys, oh, my beeper's going off. Jerdusky's a bitch. Oh. Jerdusky, I think this is for you.
Is this like a comic? This is maybe a very bad reputation of female comics who people already don't think are funny. I don't know. I think the problem right now...
Except I just own your ass.
You ever notice when women try to bro it up, they revert back to an edgy middle school boy phase they never had to go through, so they're perpetually stuck in it? They have no shame. They cannot feel the cringe. Progressives are emotionally stunted. They're underdeveloped. That's so immature and juvenile. I understand doing that online, but who are you trying to represent behaving this way?
Okay, hang on, please. I'm going to bring in Lindy Li.
Is it on your beeper?
Hang on a second.
Is it on your beeper you're going to say?
Hang on.
Read your beeper again.
Hang on. I'm going to bring in Lindy Li. I'm bringing in Lindy Li, a member of the DNC Finance Committee, who's been highly critical of the Harris campaign. Lindy, good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, where are the Democrats, Lindy? I mean, after the Joe Biden pardon, this is probably the last thing Democrats would have wanted on God's earth.
I'm going to have to agree with you. This is 11 years.
That's how it started. Ready to see how it's going? Look at the reaction of the two progressives melting down at the thought of having to address reality.
We lose all credibility if we do not acknowledge reality. Oh my God.
All right.
Let me just say, Lindy, you lost all credibility. What
sane.
Happened to you, dude? Who are you? I don't even know. Lindy Li's out here. She's
someone
been like the face of the resistance for so long, and now she's coming on these programs, making this rightward turn. It's pretty disgusting.
I love how this woman is just talking about telling the truth and living in reality. And Francesca's reaction is, what is this move you're going to the right where you're acknowledging reality? Oh, let me guess, you want a gun to defend yourself. And the right to say whatever you want. Yeah, you would want that, living in reality.
You've got millions of followers. She's absolutely doing that. I don't even know.
Hang on, don't all shout, please. Don't all shout.
You don't even...
Francesca, have your say.
You don't even believe what you're saying.
Hang on, please. Don't all talk at once.
Super sick.
Time out. No one can hear you when you all shout over each other.
Years ago, you did an interview, which may come back to haunt you. You know what I'm going to say, right?
No.
Okay. You did an interview in which you said, not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist. It's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good. I
think it's bad.
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they can't leave it alone. They don't want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again. It's the last resort. He's not going to do it because he wants to do it.
Wait till people see this interview. Are you going to get mail?
Might get some female.
Francesca, have your say.
You don't even believe what you're saying.
Hang on, please. Don't all talk at once.
Super sick.
Time out. No one can hear you when you all shout.
They can't leave it alone. They don't want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again.
Because
please
I
stop
didn't make a
talking.
name for myself.
Francesca,
Francesca, and now you're heel turning because your side.
Francesca,
that's
stop
so
talking.
Sick.
No.
Oh yeah, Piers, we've all been there. Yep. Let's make America great again. Let's make America Sean Connery again. What do you say, buddy?
Here.
Panel, just to be clear.
I haven't made a
sorry,
single
Lindy,
penny for
please.
anything that I've done.
Please be quiet, all of you. When you all talk, nobody at home watching can hear a damn word any of you are saying. So you can keep doing it, and I'll just end the whole thing, because it's pointless. Now, Francesca, if you've got allegations to make...
Look at this useless, moronic pig, trying to act like a middle school boy that didn't get enough attention at home, so he's acting out in class. When I say middle school boy, she clearly hasn't learned how to put on deodorant yet. It looks like she just started. Look at those pits. You stupid, smelly piglet. She's acting like such a juvenile that you're gonna tell me it's a coincidence that she's trying to look like Atreyu from the Neverending Story. Okay, dude. All right.
About Lindy. Make them now, and then Lindy, you respond. Let's do it the old-fashioned way, where people can actually hear a damn thing you're saying. Francesca.
Okay, quickly, and I mean no disrespect. I just feel that it is so funny that the Democratic Party has also surrounded itself, like the Republican Party, with honestly opportunistic grifters like Lindy Li, who has posited herself as someone who actually cares about American democracy, spotlighting the threats that Trump has posed and will continue to pose to the American people. And now that the Harris campaign lost, which I think was definitely their election to lose, given just how much Trump was like not even trying, and he didn't win by the popular vote he won by less than 50%. Harris dropped the ball. Lindy Li was all in on the campaign. And now she's pivoting because she's like, you know what? I want to go to the winning side. And now the Hunter Biden laptop story is a thing. That's just so craven and so pathetic. And I'm someone who has not received a single dollar from the Democratic Party or any
Neither
institution
have I.
to talk about my views.
Neither have I.
Okay, now, much money off
now
of it.
I will let Lindy. Now I will let Lindy respond. Hang on, Lindy. Hang on, Lindy. Hang on, Lindy. I will now let you respond.
Tell me one person who's paid me.
I don't know, girl.
Who's
I don't
paid
know.
me?
You tell me. Who's
You're just
paid?
making
You
up
tell
shit.
me.
You're just making up shit. Are we allowed to curse on here?
Yeah.
I don't need
uncensored.
anybody's
Go off.
money. No one has paid me. You're just making this is like libelous. It's defamation. No one has
obviously
paid me.
No one has to pay you.
Just such a wretched scumbag, implying that she's getting paid, and then she says, I'm not getting paid. And then she goes, you don't have to get paid. They can be wrong 99% of the time, looking for the 1% time that you're wrong, and they'll harp on it. It's not even that you give them an inch and they take a mile. They'll take it anyway, even if you don't give them anything.
In terms of the Harris campaign, I raised millions of dollars for that campaign. I donated buildings in a church to the campaign. I did not find out until after she lost that millions were spent on, for example, $2.5 million was spent on Oprah. $500 million went to just 4 well-connected Democratic firms, including bullying.
Welcome to the political revolution, girl. The Democratic Party won't save you.
I don't know what's going on with you, but can you please let somebody finish? Thank you so much.
Please finish.
And also,
if there was a man who snatched Francesca off the street, dragged her into a dark alley, and had his way with her behind a dumpster, within 5 seconds of her opening her mouth, the assailant would pull out his penis and say, "Oh my God, I feel so gross right now. Lady, you're a disgusting, immoral pig," and walk away itching himself, waiting to take a shower.
Can I just say that I do think that Pete Hegseth actually is a good choice to oversee the U.S. military? I think they have a lot in common. Just like the U.S. military, Pete Hegseth doesn't practice consent, when raping and pillaging other people, and I think the U.S. military does the same thing. They rape and pillage other countries.
You just made an outrageously defamatory comment about Pete Hegseth, which is simply not borne out by facts.
At operating budgets, he was able to tank the budgets
deserve to
of
be
2
sued.
It's incredible what they'll say against their political enemies, but she would squirt her tampon out of her body if somebody gets misgendered on her side. These people have no morals, they have no limiting principles, so let's see how this ends and how Piers Morgan tries to transition out of this and into his next guest.
With no admission of any guilt whatsoever.
I will
and no
say
suggestion
Pete
of
is
any
a really
crime.
good choice because honestly, it's not actually rape or war if you were drunk the whole time.
Right.
So
okay. You know what?
When we invade Iran and he's drunk the whole time,
this is going to be
it's a massive Grand Canyon-sized hole, and you may live to regret it. Anyway, I've got to leave it there. Thank you all very much to my panel. It was incredibly enjoyable, he says, lying. Let me bring in the former Chief of Staff to President Donald Trump, Mick Mulvaney, who's in London. Welcome.
That was fun. Is it like that every night here?
It can be when you get the more Vesuvian-like members. Yes.
I'm going to take that clip, and when people ask me why Washington is broken, I have an answer for that, which is Washington isn't broken. It just reflects the country.
Bless Piers Morgan's heart, and bless that guy's heart, how he somehow transitions that into what he wants to talk about. Piers Morgan is becoming the intersection between legacy media and internet alternative media. Wow. These people are literal demons. And nobody wants to watch it because it's really annoying to watch, but they need to be shamed. We need to demoralize the demoralizers. And it's fun to do it. So I think I'm going to keep doing it. Have a good one.